Hi, I'm Allison Hinderleiter, Lloyd Lewis Curator of Modern Manuscripts and Archives at the Newberry Library, and curator of A Night at Mr. Kelly's exhibition.
And I'm David Marienthal, son of George Marienthal, founder of Mr. Kelly's in London House, and executive producer of the film Live at Mr. Kelly's.
Less than 3 blocks away from the Newberry Library, there was once a nightclub that rivaled any other in the world. It was called Mr. Kelly's, and it was situated at 1028 North Rush Street, on the busy intersection where Rush and State Streets meet Bellevue Place. Gibson's Steakhouse occupies the spot today. Mr. Kelly's was established in 1953 and branded as an Irish-style public house. After a decade, it morphed into a world-class destination for dinner, live jazz, and stand-up comedy. Up to its closing in 1975, Mr. Kelly's was one of Chicago's prime nightlife destinations for locals and visitors alike. Mr. Kelly's was a place to experience top-tier talent and see rising stars like Richard Pryor and Barbra Streisand, who later became internationally known.
Rush Street was the place to be for both locals and visitors to Chicago. This spread in the free weekly mini magazine, This Week in Chicago, features advertisements from several Rush Street neighborhood attractions, including Bourbon Street Club, the Velvet Swing, and Mr. Kelly's. The advertisements for Mr. Kelly's and nearby London House were always laid out next to each other so that the two clubs could cross-promote. My father, George and Uncle Oscar, co-owned 3 successful Chicago nightclubs: London House, the Happy Medium, and Mr. Kelly's. My uncle was the main booking agent for the talent in the clubs, and my dad managed the dining room service and general operations. Dad learned the restaurant business while in the Army, where he was stationed in California, managing and running the officers' clubs.
Jazz legend Ella Fitzgerald headlined at Mr. Kelly's for a 20-day run in July and August of 1958. Photographer Yale Joel was there to capture her performance for Life magazine. Her 2 August 10th performances were recorded and later released as a live album. Fitzgerald had released quite a few live recordings at this point in her career, but this one was different in that it happened in a small, intimate club rather than a large theater. The social movements of the 1960s, the civil rights movement, the women's liberation movement, the gay rights movement, the anti-war movement, and others ushered in a new type of comedy in the 1970s. Underrepresented voices began to be heard. Anti-authoritarian undercurrents, subversive content, and absurdist delivery all came into the forefront as the field of stand-up comedy diversified and transformed.
Black and white entertainers performed at Mr. Kelly's, and the staff and audience were similarly racially mixed. The evening's bills always included a jazz singer or musician and a comic. On many evenings, they featured both a black entertainer and a white entertainer. A vacation guide insert in Ebony magazine from 1960 indicated to its readers that the best and perhaps only night spots for black tourists to go to in the Midwest and feel comfortable were either the London House or Mr. Kelly's. The staff booking talent at Mr. Kelly's made a conscious effort to diversify the lineup. The staff running the club created a welcoming atmosphere so both black and white patrons felt comfortable and at ease to enjoy the evening's entertainment. Both club patrons and the long list of notable entertainers who performed on the Mr. Kelly's stage remember it fondly.
A night at the club was a feast for the senses, and the memories of performing and hanging out at Mr. Kelly's are deeply held. We hope you have a chance to relive A Night at Mr. Kelly's with us.